Hello ATM 101. I am Ronnie Baker and I am reporting from Fairbanks, Alaska on West Ridge of Fairbanks campus. My observation was from January 28th to February 1st, 2013. The time of my weather observation ranged between 9:30 and 10:30 a.m. Alaska Standard Time and at National Weather Service observation from Fairbanks International Airport with code PAFA as the weather service that I used. I have many lines on my graph indicating the light blue lines indicating that the maximum temperature for the days I recorded. My maximum temperature started off fairly high because I started my measurements indoors. The dark blue indicating the minimum temperature recordings. The red line that is not the National Weather Service lines are the current temperature recordings from the days I recorded. Despite my fairly high starting weather temperature, it appears that my personal weather station observations matches well with the National Weather Service observations. Only one day out the week, on January 31st, my minimum and current temperatures do not match up. This is expected because I took my observation early around 9:30 and not around the latest 10:30. My maximum and minimum correspondence respond fairly well with the National Weather Service's recorded. My first recordings on the first day, January 28th, temperatures were below -40. Despite that 75° Fahrenheit indoor start, I believe that my recordings would match up fairly similar to the National Weather Service's recordings. The Buford number, the wind Buford number on day 1 was 0, indicating no breeze was relevant, and the cloud type covered in icy fog with precipitation levels of heavy fog. On the second day, January 29th, 2013, at 10:25 a.m. Alaska Standard Time, the air pressure was -22 degrees Fahrenheit or -30.2 degrees Celsius. The maximum temperature was -21.4 degrees Fahrenheit or -29.7 degrees Celsius. And the minimum temperature was -23 degrees Fahrenheit or -30.6 degrees Celsius. The sky at the time of my observation was halfway covered with the stratocumulus cloud type and no precipitation. The wind speed indicated, or the wind Buford number indicated a speed of 1, calm breeze coming from 175 degrees south, and the National Weather Service matches my recordings for the second day. My third day of observations on January 30th, 2013 at 9:45 a.m. Alaska Standard Time, the current temperature at 4.6 degrees Fahrenheit or 20.7 degrees Celsius, with the maximum temperature on this day at 5.4 degrees Fahrenheit, 20.8 degrees Celsius, and the minimum temperature of -4.9 degrees Fahrenheit and -20.3 degrees Celsius. Day 3 also brought 3/4 part of the sky covered with stratocumulus clouds and no precipitation. There was visible wind in breath bringing a Buford number of 1 and calm wind from 200 degrees south. National Weather Services matches my temperature for day 3, warming up rapidly since day 1. On day 4, January 31st, 2013, at 10:10 a.m. Alaska Standard Time, my current temperature was 5 degrees Fahrenheit, -15 degrees Celsius, and the maximum temperature was 5.5 degrees Fahrenheit, -14.7 degrees Celsius, and the minimum was 4.9 degrees Fahrenheit, negative 15.1 degrees Celsius. The sky was completely covered, showing with a cloud type of nimbostratus and a Beaufort number at 1 coming from 206 degrees south. The National Weather Service temperature matched my maximum temperature for day 4. On the last day, day 5, February 1st at 9:35 a.m. Alaska Standard Time, the current temperatures was negative 11.2 degrees Fahrenheit or negative 23.8 degrees Celsius. The maximum for day 5 was 9.2 degrees Fahrenheit, negative 12.7 degrees Celsius, and the minimum was negative 11.2 degrees Fahrenheit, negative 24 degrees Celsius, with a wind Beaufort number of 1 indicating light air and a compass direction at 180 degrees south. There was no sky cover, no precipitation, and a cloud type of stratocumulus. The National Weather observation for day 5 showed resemblance to my observations, matching my current and minimum temperatures. The barometric pressure was higher than the National Weather Service's pressure, but it followed similar coordinates. On January 28, 2013, the pressure I recorded was 1,038 millibars, which was the same as the Weather Service's. On January 29, 2013, I recorded 1,018 millibars, while the Weather Service recorded 1,013. On January 30th, 2013, my measurements read 1,017 millibars, while Weather Services remained the same at 1,013 millibars. On January 31st, 2013, my measurements read 1,016 millibars, while the Weather Services read 1,012 millibars. And on the last day, February 1st, my measurements read 1,025 millibars, and the Weather Services read 1,022. My recordings were only about 5 millibars off the NWS reading for the week. The highest recorded pressure for the week was on the first day at 1,038 millibars for mine and the Weather Service's recordings, and the lowest was the fourth day at 1,016 millibars with a difference of 4 millibars. Monday, January 28, 2013, at 10 a.m. Alaska Standard Time, there was a high pressure system over Fairbanks. The cloud cover was significant with a barometric pressure of 1,047 millibars. There's a warm front coming from the Gulf of Alaska to the interior that justifies the warm weather for the rest of the week, and the cold front coming from the northeast accounting for today's cold weather. Tuesday, January 29th, 2013, at 10 a.m. Alaska Standard Time, the high pressure was remained in the interior, but with a low pressure today, a lower pressure today than yesterday. Fairbanks is still cloud heavy, but not as severe as the previous day. This can account from the warmth winds from the Gulf coming in. Wednesday, January 30th, 2013, at 10 a.m. Alaska Standard Time, the high pressure system continues to change. Fairbanks has thick cloud cover similar to my recordings, with warm fronts heading to north from the Gulf from the past few days, warming Fairbanks. There is some snow coverage south of Fairbanks that will hit Fairbanks the next day. Thursday, January 31st, 2013, at 10 a.m. Alaska Standard Time, the high pressure systems continue to decrease down to 1,020 millibars with a warm front passing from over the southeast, bringing snow and warmer climates. Friday, February 1st, 2013, at 10 a.m. Alaska Standard Time, the last day of observations, high pressure systems rise to 1,026 millibars with a cold front on the rise from the Gulf. The GOES map from February 1st, 2013. The visible site indicates a lot of cloud coverage over Alaska though it is difficult to read. The dark areas in the water vapor images show little to precipitation in the interior. Infrared images correspond to the cloud type, nubostratus, and you can see the darker areas of the lining cold clouds around the interiors. This is also what I observed.